My name is Michaela, and for today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how I do my foundation slash face routine. I don't really know what to call this video yet, but basically I'm just going to be showing you guys all of my kind of basic go-tos when it comes to the face. I hope you guys like it, and if you want to see how I got this look, I look wild right now considering I just have eyebrows and eyes done, but we're going to fix it here in 2 seconds, so stay with me. First thing, I've already washed my face, moisturized, primed, all that good stuff. I use my Ole Henriksen face moisturizer. It's Sheer Transformation Oil-Free Perfecting Cream. Yeah, I've had this moisturizer for quite a while, and it's lasted me a pretty darn long time, and I still have quite a bit left. I just kind of use it as my before makeup moisturizer because it's nice and hydrating, but it's light and it's not heavy. I feel like makeup sits well on top of it, so always moisturize. Really? Anyway, for primer, I primed my face with my NYX's Angel Veil. So yeah, I pretty much just use this all over lightly. And then the next primer I used is by Lush, and it's called the Magical Maringa? Magical Maringa? Give me a second. I'm probably saying that wrong, but it's just a little sample that I got from Lush, the Lush lady. I like this a lot. This is I think it's supposed to be a moisturizer. It's a mattifying moisturizer. I didn't tell you, but I have combo to drier skin. It's mostly dry, but I'll get oily in my T-zone now and then. And since it's been getting a lot warmer out, I've noticed I've been getting a lot more oils in the forehead and chin region. So I have been using this lately just in that specific area. And it's been helping kind of keep my makeup from breaking down throughout the day, which I really like. And it's a really nice matte primer. I usually stay away from matte products and try to stick to more glowy and dewy hydrating things since the rest of my face is dry. But this is one of those mattifying products that doesn't make me feel dry. It's almost moisturizing in a way, which is so weird, but I don't know, I really like it. So I might end up buying a full size when I run out of this. I don't know, but like I said, I just placed that around my chin, around my nose, and on my forehead just to kind of mattify or keep things from getting oily in that area. So, foundation time. This is my holy grail foundation of all time, pretty much. I've only been using it for about 2.5 months, but I've pretty much been using it non-stop for those 2.5 months. I love it so much. It gives me such good coverage. I like full coverage because, as you can tell, I have a little bit of breakout action going on. I like to cover it up. I like to cover up the redness, and it does it for me. And this is the Limelight Botanical foundation, and it comes in this super dope watercolor packaging, and it looks like this. Mine is all messy. It is a wax-based foundation, so it's a little bit different than your average liquid or cream foundation, but once you kind of figure out how to manipulate it and use it, I think it's pretty awesome. The color I have is Gina Beige, which is a little bit too dark for me right now because I am kind of pale. On camera it doesn't look that bad, but in real life you can tell a little bit of a difference. I mean, I usually, if I wear it by itself, I can make it work with when I blend in concealer, but lately I've just been mixing this with my Ivory out of my RCMA palette, which is the same foundation as the Limelight Botanical. They're both RCMA formula, but this is just packaged under Limelight, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I have this. This is from my freelance kit actually, but I've been dipping into the Ivory shade and mixing the two. So what I like to do is scoop a little bit out. I have a little spatula that I got off Camera Ready Cosmetics, I think. And what I do is I take this and I scoop the littlest bit out. You honestly don't even need that much, and I just put it on the back of my hand. And then I'm going to take a little bit of that lighter shade out of this palette. A little bit, and put it on the back of my hand as well. And then I just take my finger and I mix the two together. It's that easy. You can mix them, like I said, on a palette if you don't want to use your hands. You can also use this foundation straight out of the palette, which I have done and I do sometimes. I think it's more workable when I kind of warm it up a little bit, and the fact that I have to mix the two colors together. I gotta do it. So once I kind of get it to this mixture, that looks so yellow on camera, I just start dotting it on my face. Pretty much. And do you like see that? The coverage is tons of product. That little bit, you get tons of product out of it. It's insane. So I'm gonna go in now with my brush. This is the Morphe, I think it said G6. The thing is wearing off, but it's just like a flat stippling brush. I love this brush to apply foundation. I'm pretty sure I bought this because I saw Jaclyn Hill talk about it in a video. I don't know. I bought it quite a bit ago, so I don't know if it's still available on the Morphe website, but if it is, I'll probably link it down below. Oh, I forgot to say, I'm going to take a little bit of Max Fix Plus, and I like to just spray my brush because I like that hydration, and then I go in and start blending this out. I pretty much just do kind of stippling motions as if I was using a beauty blender, but instead I'm using a brush because I think the brush gives me fuller coverage and doesn't soak up as much as my product. And then I just kind of go off the back of my hand then as I go, and I'll pick up more product as I need it. But as you can see, it just really kind of covers up all of the redness and the acne. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. On my face. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my concealer so we can kind of brighten her up a little bit. And of course I'm going to use the Tarte Shape Tape. Everyone talks about this. Honestly, it is worth the hype. It is awesome. It's the best concealer I've ever used. I never even used to use concealer really because I just didn't like any of them that I was trying. I felt like they all just looked cakey and dry under my eye, and this one is freaking bomb. It stays on. It doesn't go into all my little like under eye wrinkles that I didn't even know I had until I put concealer on. This is awesome. And I'm using the shade Fair. The Real Techniques, I think it's just a concealer brush. Perfect foundation brush. This is really tiny. I'm going to use this to blend out my concealer. On my chin and a tiny bit on my forehead just so we can balance out this highlighting because as you can see, this is bright. My under eyes are bright. Now, so that concealer sets on its own pretty well and pretty quickly, but I still like to set it with a powder just so I know it's going to be there. And I'm going to go in with my RCMA No Color Powder. And I just put it in this lid from a different powder. And I'm going to take my e.l.f. blush brush. This is the perfect size to go under your eye. I love this brush. And I'm not really going to bake per se, but I'm just going to... I'm going to put a lot of powder on, but I'm going to take it off right away, if that makes sense. So it looks like I'm gonna bake, but I'm really not gonna leave it on there that long. Go in and just kind of sweep it away. because I find if I bake my under eyes, I just look too dry. Too cakey and too dry, honey, so Next I'm going to go and I'm going to set the rest of my face with this Wet n Wild Pressed PhotoFocus powder in Warm Light. This powder is so freaking good. It's so pretty. It has like the nicest just light sheen to it almost. And it is colored, but it's not so heavy that it like makes you look cakey when you set your face with it. It just gives you like a healthy glow. I don't know how to say it. It just looks really pretty. I've really been liking this. So I'm going to go in with my Wet n Wild, I guess just the powder brush. I don't know. I'm going to set the rest of my face. So I'm going to go in and contour my face, and I'm using the Wet n Wild Mega Glow contouring palette in Doulce de Leche. This is also bomb. I think Wet n Wild is my new favorite drugstore brand. Honestly, they've been coming out with so many bomb products lately that I'm just like shook. But I really do like this contour shade. It's not too cool, but it's not too warm at the same time since I am pale. I don't know. It has a happy medium. I really like it. And it blends really nicely. These powders are just like, they're so pigmented and they just blend beautifully. So I'm going in with my Real Techniques sculpting brush, and it's just like this. And I usually tap off the excess. Let me get my mirror because I can't see. And then I usually just go in and I kind of stamp it on my face almost, but blend it out a little bit. I focus on pretty much just contouring my cheekbones and then my temples because I have a big ass forehead. I mean, I have I don't know what I was about to say. I've contoured my jawline before, but I usually don't do it that often. I don't feel like it makes that much of a difference. But yeah, so I go like that, and I know, don't worry, I'm not done. And come over to the other side. You are being a distraction. This out a little bit more using this Real Techniques buffing brush. I think this is supposed to be a foundation brush, but I really like to blend out my contour with it. I don't know. Blending is key, friends. It's key. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in and we're gonna bronze, warm up my face a little bit. I look really pale in this monitor over here. It's scaring me. I'm gonna go in with my butter bronzer by Precision Formula. This is bomb. It smells good, first of all. Like, it smells like the tropics. And it's super blendable. It's so nice. The color is really nice. I really like it for my pale ass self. So I'm using light bronzer. I think there's only 2 shades. I think it's like light and then dark. I don't know. The light one, it's just really nice. It's perfect. And I'm using the powder brush by Real Tech and just kind of warm up my face. This also helps blend out your contour a little bit. Pretty much just bronze in the same exact area that I contoured in, but just kind of add a little bit of warmth. As you can see, like, it's not, I don't know, I feel like it doesn't make me look too orange or anything, but I also like to apply a little bit to my nose to kind of warm her up a little bit. I do contour my nose sometimes. I'm not very good at it, so I'm not going to do it in this video today. I need more practice, but I do contour it occasionally. But I don't know. It's not really my thing too often. Okay. Next thing. Highlight. I apply my highlight usually before I apply my blush, just to kind of help it blend then with my blush. You'll see, like, I don't want a stripe on my face, so I usually just do it first. I don't know. I think I saw someone else do that in a video and I was like, makes sense. So I am going to go in with one of my favorite highlighters. I decided I'm going to show you two of my favorite highlighters. The first one is by ColourPop and it's called Dreamcatcher. Oh my god, it's so pretty. As you can tell, I hit pan, which I never thought I would do, but I freaking love this. It's so pretty. Can you like see even? Can you even see? Do you see that? I don't know. It's so pretty. It's like a champagne. A champagne-y color. I don't know. It looks so pretty. ColourPop highlighters are literally so pigmented. I feel like they're not talked about enough. They're so pigmented and they're so cheap and they're just beautiful. I mean, they're definitely a different type of highlighter because it's not a liquid, but I wouldn't call it, you know, a powder, because if you've ever used ColourPop products, at least they're like super shock shadows, and these, you know, it has a very like unique consistency to it that feels really weird, but honestly I love these highlighters. I use it all the time. I kind of use it as a base for other highlighters, and I like to start by just tapping it on. Like, look at that. I like to just tap it on, and then I go in with a blush and I go in with a brush and kind of blend it out, because I find you don't get the most intensity when you use a brush straight off, since they are such a different formula. So then I'm going to go in with this Real Techniques contour brush. I like to use this for highlight. I don't know. I don't follow the rules when it comes to brushes. So I'm just going to blend this out a little bit with this guy. And do you see that though? It's so pretty. I love this. I have another one. I only have two, but this is definitely my favorite. This is the NYX Duo Chromatic Illuminating Powder in Twilight Tint. Okay, I hope you guys can see this. When I move it, it looks blue, because it has like, when you see it in person, it looks white, but then when it hits the light, it has that duochromatic, like, different just sheen. Oh, it's so pretty. I'm gonna try to show you on my hand to see if you can see it. Like, look at it. It has like blue reflex almost. I put it in both spots. Like, it's so pretty. I love it. It stands out so much, especially in photographs. Like, if you go on my Instagram and look at any of my recent pictures, that's the highlight I've been wearing, and it just stands out so much more than any other one that I've ever honestly used before. I love it. It might be a bit too much for some people, but you know, I like being extra. Like, look at it. It's so pretty. So I pretty much highlight, like, look at my lip. Are you kidding me right now? Honestly, I love it. It might, like, okay. Some people are probably gonna look at this and be like, that is way too much. But honestly, like, can you ever have too much? I mean, you can, but I'm gonna do a little bit on my chin. Not a lot though, because I do get oily there and I don't want to like emphasize it. But I look like a fucking, I look like an alien or something. Like, I'm just so glowy. So I'm gonna go in with my most recent favorite blush of the past like 1.5 to 2 months, and that is Limelight Lush in, I'm trying to think, I think it's called Possible. It doesn't say it on the packaging, which makes me really upset, but when you look online, the names are there. All it says on this packaging is number 3. So, because they're numbered, but then they also have names. I'm pretty sure it's Possible, but if I'm wrong, it's blush number 3. This is so freaking pretty. These blushes are also very pigmented and really nice. I only have 2 currently, which I do like the other one as well, but this one is more my favorite. The other one is matte, and like I said, I like glowiness, so I never really use matte blushes. But the pigmentation on these are really, really awesome. Like, honestly, you don't need a whole lot, and you get a ton of pigment, which I really like. So I'm going to be using this today, and my blush, I think it's a blush, yeah, blush brush by Real Techniques. I'm just going to apply a little bit to my cheeks. Like, can you see the pigment though? Like, these are so pigmented. They're so nice, and they're like, they blend really well, and I just love the sheen. And you see why I apply my highlight first, because then I just kind of blend my blush into it and it looks less like scary. At least I feel like it looks less scary. I need a little bit more. I'm gonna need some more. I'm gonna clean up my contour a little bit. I'm going to be going in with my Real Techniques sponge and that RCMA powder from earlier. And I'm just going to get this on the sponge like that. And I'm just gonna go and clean that up. Like, do you see how that just instantly like sharpens everything? It's so easy. This is the only part of my face that I bake. Because really, if I bake anything else, it's just too dry. And I do a little bit on my chin. Okay, I look like I have like a weird beard, but so I added some shadow to my waterline and I put on lipstick. So now I'm going to wipe away my bake. Just kind of brush it away. I'm using the same powder brush from earlier. See, just like it cleans up that contour line. Like, it's so easy. I probably left it on for like 3 minutes. Not that long at all. Alright. And that's pretty much it. I'm just going to go in now and spray with my Fix Plus and then some of my L'Oreal Infallible setting spray. The Fix Plus kind of takes down some of the powderiness off my face, and it kind of just adds that glow and hydration back in that I like personally, since I don't think I look terribly matte. Obviously we're not with this highlight, but this foundation just kind of has a nice glowy-ish satin finish. Not really matte. You can mattify it if you really caked on the powder, but I didn't. And then of course, you know, setting spray helps keep it on, but yes, I am one of those people that likes to drown myself in setting spray. Okay, and that's pretty much it for my face routine. I hope you enjoyed watching. Feel free to like and subscribe maybe. You don't have to, but yeah, so I'll see you guys next time. Bye.